How do some laws or regulations cause poverty? Government over many countries has spent billions of dollars in eradicating poverty, yet it still exists. The Fed alone has spent out 100 different anti-poverty programs to eradicate or to prevent poverty. 70 of these programs benefit individuals and provide benefits to poor children. The Fed spent 700 billion on these programs, while state and local government in the US spent another 300 billion, equating to $1 trillion just to spend in fighting poverty. But the numbers keep rising. Since 1965, in the US, after the declaration of fighting poverty, the US spent of 26 trillion in 2018 dollars to fight poverty. Is that effective? It probably would be more effective by throwing $1 trillion across the US and reducing poverty. Maslow's hierarchy of needs at the bottom include food, shelter, and more basic needs. Many people do pretty well in psychological needs, but esteem and self-actualization seems to be a human struggle, living in a system that possibly allows entrepreneurship. But how do you start or use your talent when society doesn't allow you the time for it? To be achieving your talent while the world is moving, while you're responsible for your physical needs. But what? To work on self-actualization. People should be self-sufficient, having control over their lives, yet this only seems to be reached by the richest. People in the poorest communities in HK, they do not thrive. Are they achieving what they can? Can they control their fate? All that would be no. I would say the problem isn't the poor, it's the government. How the country run, how we stop people from achieving their potential, as we force them to contribute, not to find their voice. We say it, but we never get to act on it. I believe throwing money at the problem is not the solution. I believe it's allowing people to find the desire to be the best and self-actualize. Education gives people a voice to further their ideas or desires, to become someone and develop. That's what makes education very important. There are two different people. The right, it's the poor people's fault. They say because they made a bad choice, there's a culture of poverty. People believe there's a success sequence. The idea that after high school, get a job, don't get children, get a children after being married, then poor, is very slim. The success sequence lacks personalization or gives people time to think or really desire and to work on their desires. This is true. This kind of work, but people blame this as they do not follow the success sequence if they become poor. The left video 10 chapter 5. The left blames society. They show evidence of racism, gender discrimination, and more. How people treat different people have contributed to how people are unequally treated now. They are both correct in some ways. The right has some points. You can't say that some choices they made have led to where they are, but that is really a discriminative view on it. On the left, it's true if a black man lived in a white neighborhood, he may not get treated. Or living in a black neighborhood, they might not have a great school compared to a white neighborhood. I believe yes, these are the problems. It's not these that are the biggest problem. It's the government.